11 o'clock here on Three Man Fronts. Landrum, Pat, and Conrad. NFL draft last night. Ty Simpson. The Rams, they surprised everyone, taking the Alabama quarterback at number 13, Caden Proctor. Right after that, you get Keldrick Faulk there for Auburn at the end of the first round as he is taken by the Tennessee Titans. A lot of your reaction, 205-834-9450. I tell you about our friends at the Garage in Pelham all the time, and one thing that they're pushing and they're going to continue to push is getting your AC checked in your automobile. If it's summer travel, and right now May is just a busy time, whether it's graduation, kids getting out of school, a lot of activity is outside. You want to make sure whether it's just transporting to and from or going on that big family excursion that your AC doesn't go out because it gets really, really hot, and that's when people get cranky, and that's when fights start, and we don't have lasting memories for our family vacation, right? That's where it starts. Get the $40 off coupon right now. They get 4 of the new AC diagnostic machines. They can handle even the newest refrigerants. But the Garage in Pelham, the first thing I need to tell you is look at the ratings. Just go and look at the reviews from people in Crane Hill, from Montgomery, Metro Birmingham, Vestavia, Homewood, Mountain Brook. People take their cars, their trucks, their SUVs there because they know they're going to be treated right. Bob's the owner. He's a wonderful human being. Been in business for decades here, but he gives back to local charities, churches, schools, and Robert and Richie, always a professional, clean lobby. So, guys, if you can't get in there, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your daughter or significant other, and they have to go and drop the car off or just get something checked, you never have to worry about them being treated with respect. That's what they're going to get at the Garage. It's thegarageinpelham.com. All kinds of other services under the sun that they can handle for you. They handle it for me. Check it out, thegarageinpelham.com. Always tell them Landrum from Jock sent you.
So the big story last night was the NFL draft. Caden Proctor goes number 12 to the Dolphins. Meanwhile, Ty Simpson goes number 13. Shocked and surprised everyone, all the NFL talking heads, as the Rams make that call. Then coming in late in the first round, still the first round, still gets first round type money, Keldrick Faulk of the Auburn Tigers. He ends up going 31st overall to the Tennessee Titans. So that was a good landing spot for Keldrick Faulk.
You know, looking at some of these headlines, so I'm at one right now, and I don't even know if I should say the headline, but they've got the story. So you've got the Mike Vrabel story, you've got an NBA story, and then here is the story or the caption of the picture. So you click on it, Pat. It's a picture of Sean McVay. And it says, Sean McVay's reaction to the Rams quarterback pick isn't exactly happy.
We played the audio from what he said after they picked him. He didn't sound
but
like
that's
he was
the headline
unhappy.
you're getting.
It's a 12-second clip that went viral last night on social media.
Okay.
And people were criticizing it because Les Snead was doing more of the talking than McVay was. So the takeaway was McVay's not happy about this, and this was all Snead. And yeah.
All right, let's play the audio. This is Sean McVay. After they chose Ty Simpson, you draw your own conclusions whether he was unhappy or this is just coach speak.
Let's make one thing clear. This is Matthew's team. And you get a chance to be able to address, the backup quarterback. We've got Stetson. We've talked about the importance of Jimmy. So to be able to add somebody that you can evaluate a body of work where he was asked to play the position and a lot of things that do translate in terms of concepts, reading with his feet, some of the different things in the drop back in the play action game, the movement game. So there's a lot of things that Coach Grubb did that's very similar to kind of how we operate. So it made it an easier evaluation to be able to kind of say, all right, what would that look like if you did translate it to our level? But there was a lot of players that we liked, and there was a lot of thought that kind of went into it. And we do feel really fortunate that when you look at the 13th pick, we were able to get that where, Atlanta had an interest in getting a player last year. We would have taken Ferguson with our first-round pick last year to move back to still get the guy that we wanted and then to basically be able to get an extra pick. And then, oh, by the way, with your original one, go get a player like Trent McDuffie. So a lot of different things, but we're always going to make decisions that we think are best for the short and the long term. But, we'll be excited to be able to get to work with him, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, which is why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's excited, and he went into detail about why they picked him.
So for a little bit of added context, because I know they shared this, I don't know if this was, people knew this, or the publicly knew this, but they were talking about it on Good Morning Football today, and that was back in December when Alabama was in the playoffs and they were getting ready for the Rose Bowl eventually, where they would face Indiana, Ty Simpson's dad reached out to a number of people around the NFL and asked for advice on should Ty come into the draft? Should he go back to Alabama? Should he transfer somewhere else? And one of the people that he is friends with is Les Snead, who's the general manager of the Rams. So when Alabama made it to the Rose Bowl and they were out in California, Ty Simpson's mother and father went to the Rams facility, met with their front office, toured all the facilities, and got the whole pitch on, hey, we love your son. If he's available at number 13, we would be more than interested in drafting him. I think him going into the NFL draft would not be a bad idea. So you can take from that what you want, but that is a factual story of this was not something that the Rams last night randomly decided, we're going to take Ty Simpson.
This was not a spur-of-the-moment decision.
This has been months in the making of them evaluating Ty Simpson and making the decision probably a while ago. And then the last step was talking to Matthew Stafford and getting the okay from their quarterback of the present to make that move. But yeah, this was not a drastic spur-of-the-moment thing by the Rams. They had been doing their legwork on Ty since December.
And I brought up that interview that he had Sean McVay with Kay Adams at the NFL owners meeting. McVay was actually there doing owners and coaches stuff as opposed to up in Sedona, Arizona, hanging out at the resort with Vrabel. But he told her that day that, I mean, she asked him about Ty Simpson just straight up. And he went on and on about his footwork and everything that he has done at Alabama, brought up Ryan Grubb, just like he did during that clip that you just heard. So
if your argument is more immediate needs, if you're a Rams fan, you thought that they should have gotten an edge rusher or a wide receiver as opposed to Ty Simpson. If Ty Simpson goes 13th to another team that is in desperate need of a quarterback, is that a bad pick just because it's Ty Simpson? I'm just trying to qualify. Is this Ty Simpson? Nobody thinks that he is worthy of being a mid-first round pick, a first-round pick, or is it just more about the team that he's going to and the fact that he's going to have to wait for the foreseeable future until Matthew Stafford hangs it up?
I think there's some other teams, like if the Jets had taken him at 16, I think is the pick that they had in the middle of the round, people would have understood that. Your quarterback needy, maybe he has an opportunity to start in year one or maybe halfway through year one and take over for Geno. I think people would understand that, but I think it's a little bit of it being Ty Simpson, but a lot of it being, well, the Rams are in win now mode, so why are you taking a quarterback that you're not going to have see the field for, years and years and years, which again, okay, maybe that's the case. Maybe Matthew Stafford is Tom Brady and plays until he's 45 and he's great. The odds are that's not going to happen. The odds are he's probably got 1 or 2 good years left. And as I mentioned earlier, before he won the MVP this year, he had 3 very average pedestrian seasons with the Rams where that fan base was ready to move on from him. So people have short memories, and I get why people were frustrated if you're a Rams fan, but
again, if you don't think that Stetson Bennett is your future, Matthew Stafford, and good Lord willing, is going to turn a year older.
Correct. And they had that pick at number 13 because of a deal they made with Atlanta last year. The 29th pick they traded to the Chiefs was their pick from this year because guess what? They're really good. And next year, they're probably going to be picking somewhere similar, 27, 28, 29, 30, where you're not going to have the ability to get a quarterback like Ty Simpson. I know people are obsessed with next year's quarterback class, and maybe, Arch Manning is truly God's gift to football. You're not in a position to take a guy like that. This year you were. And this is what good organizations do. It's what the Packers did with Jordan Love. It's what the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts. It's what the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes. It's what the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson. It's worked out pretty well for all of those organizations.
And how many that's why I brought up the Carson Beck. This is not a quarterback-heavy draft. So how many of those other options? Well, we couldn't get him here, so we went ahead and took, the next guy because they're really, really close, and we took this guy in the 5th round. There's not that guy.
You can get
They could have had Carson Beck.
They could have. You can also guess what you can get in the 2nd round. Really good wide receiver talent. It's not like this is their only pick and they're not addressing the other positions of need. You can get really good talent in the 2nd and 3rd rounds off the edge and at wide receiver. You can't get really good quarterback talent after the 1st round typically. It's very rare that there's only so many Daks and Russell Wilson's out there that fall to the third and fourth round and turn out to be great.
Blame the Auburn general manager.
That's right.
Les Snead. His bias.
His fault.
Yep.
That's the other thing. It's like, if anybody was going to maybe have a tongue in cheek, let's rib him a little bit, wouldn't it be the Auburn guy?
So this is interesting. This was one of the write-ups last night.
By the way, Ty Simpson is already listed as number 2 on the depth chart.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to beat out Stetson.
Yeah. This is what they wrote about Simpson. One of the write-ups after he was drafted. It says the future quarterback of Los Angeles is secured, with Simpson joining to be the understudy of Matthew Stafford. Simpson has been the most discussed player in the pre-draft process, and he ranks number 40 on most personnel boards. But the Rams clearly liked what they saw in this one season as a starter at Alabama. Simpson's accuracy, poise, and ability to move outside the pocket will fit perfectly in Coach Sean McVay's offense that's dictated by timing and pace in the passing game.
And the beautiful thing for McVay and Snead is if Matthew Stafford stays healthy, which you think he will, who's going to be able to prove you wrong until that point?
Jordan Love sat on the bench for 3 years in Green Bay before Aaron Rodgers left. 3 years. And no, he's not Aaron Rodgers, but he's very good.
So there are some predictions out there that there will not be. Matt Miller from ESPN, I'm just going to read this. This is his prediction for tonight. He says no quarterbacks will go in round 2, despite needy teams such as the Jets and Cardinals. This quarterback crop isn't loved by the league, with the next tier largely seen as backup caliber players instead of future starters. That, plus history tells us that quarterbacks tend to slip after round 1. This has me thinking we'll see quarterbacks waiting until late Friday night before they're drafted.
Yeah, I saw the next available, and Carson Beck is the best next available quarterback.
Him and
I think
Nussmeier.
he was slotted at 81st. And I don't know if that was 81st of best available, or I think it was 81st of what's still available. So I think right now, if you go according to that, 3rd round, potentially 4th round.
Probably, and I think with Carson Beck and Nussmeier to a certain extent, right? They both had. I know they made to the national championship game, and Carson Beck deserves some credit for that, but he wasn't great for them this year. He wasn't great for Georgia the year before. Garrett Nussmeier had a disastrous year, and I know he had the cyst on his back, but I mean, these are guys that teams are talking them into because it's, oh, you remember 3 years ago when Carson Beck was going to be the number 1 overall pick? Yeah. You still have a little bit of that allure with those guys, and teams have to talk themselves into it. I think.
What would have made really interesting watch last night if Trinidad Chambliss had come out?
Yeah, I don't think he would. I think he'd be in the same boat as Beck and
probably
Nussmeier. Yeah.
Here's my question. Georgia had one player taken in the 1st round. As soon as Nick Saban stepped down and Alabama did not have these incredible draft classes, yes, the multitude of players still were taken ultimately. But top couple round guys, dudes that really made the difference come NFL rosters, it has decreased.
It has.
It just happened. So are we going to now start seeing the stories that Georgia's in the same boat that Alabama's in? Because there's a lot of Georgia players that were available for 1st round that were not taken. How about the University of Tennessee? I was reading some Tennessee writers, and they were dumbfounded.
Did Colton Hood he didn't get taken?
No, him and McCoy are both still available.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have 2 first-round picks. They had 0.
Had 0. But I'm just curious if we're going to see all the articles.
No, we won't.
About, the changing of the guard.
Just like you don't see the articles about Kirby Smart not winning a playoff game in 3 years.
Yeah. It's funny how all that gets pushed aside, just like all the traffic violations in Athens, Georgia.
Oh, we throw it all out the window because the number 1 player and the quarterback from Indiana just got selected first.
It's a different world we live in now, but that only applies to some people.
What are the Cowboys fans saying about the Lawrence pick, the Malachi Lawrence?
Not as excited about that one, but I talked to McLaren last night. He was a kid on Christmas morning with Caleb Downs.
As he should.
They got probably the best player in the draft at number 11.
It's crazy.
They were very happy about that, but I think a lot of them, like the Nick Saban thing, were, oh,
It-
who's this guy? At
Caleb
number
Downs,
23?
freshman year at Alabama, he's the best player on the field.
Yeah. Again, because of positional value, that's why he fell where he did. But I think just pure talent, he's probably the best player in the draft. He's great.
Yeah, that's a good place for him to go to.
Oh yeah, they will love him there. He will be a king there in Dallas, and he'll do a great job.
There's no question. We have got some storms coming through Birmingham later tonight and early in the morning. So you need to call Travis over at Abide Roofing, 205-577-7338. He could take care of you because Abide Roofing, they offer these free, no obligation roof inspections. So even if you don't see those loose shingles on your roof, that hidden damage can turn into an expensive problem down the road. And don't let one of these storms come through like tonight, and then you wake up tomorrow and you got problems in your attic, you got problems on your sheetrock inside your house. So that's where Abide Roofing comes in. They're the insurance claim masters. They can help you navigate that process. That's what they did with me a couple of years ago. I didn't realize I had a problem until it was almost too late. I had massive damage inside my kitchen because I had a problem in my attic, which was loose shingles, which led to a whole roof replacement. So let Travis Lloyd and his outstanding local roofing team help you today. AbideRoof.com is their website. The telephone number is 205-577-7338. This is going to be a harbinger of things to come this spring. Got storms tonight, going to have some more storms next week. So call Travis Lloyd at Abide Roofing, 205-577-7338.
We'll get to your thoughts, your reaction. The Doc text line is open. We'll do that. The Friday edition of Three Man Front continues on Jock.
Oh, I'm sure he's playing that on his iPod, right? Ty Simpson? iPod? It's not on his phone. He's got an old school iPod.
Maybe a Walkman.
I
No,
was
he's
gonna
got
say
a
Walkman.
Zune. Do you remember the
A
Zune?
Zune. Oh, my goodness.
You go trendy, retro Walkman.
Walkman right there on the belt.
Yeah, you wear that with some big old goggles walking down the street in L.A.
And then when he gets in his car, he plugs up that old little CD Discman into your cigarette lighter.
Yep, you hit a speed bump, it'll skip a little bit.
Does your car have a cigarette lighter?
Not this one.
But
My last one did.
your last one did?
Yeah.
Did you ever use your cigarette lighter?
No.
No.
Not a big cigarette guy. Sorry.
No, you can brand yourself. You can do whatever you want.
I did as a kid. I did burn myself with it as a kid one time,
I
like
figured you
playing
did.
with it.
That's fine.
It's fun.
Well,
You get bored sometimes, you know.
just mark that the last 3.
Yeah, I'll be sure to. I'll be sure to do that. Well, something that's not boring is heading out to Big Whiskeys because they offer not only great food but a great atmosphere and plenty of big screens if you want to catch the rest of the NFL draft action this weekend. Their full menu has something for everyone, and they have the most extensive bar in town. The outdoor patio, putting green, and game area is also great for families. So go check out our friends at Big Whiskeys, their newest location on Highway 119 at 280 near Publix or over in Stadium Trace Village.
So do I understand this correctly that I need to stop following Diana Rossini because she has
You're not going to see anything.
because she has removed herself from X? Is that correct?
Well, I mean, yes, that is correct. I mean, when
She's deleted her account.
Are there other ways
Yes.
to
Screenshots.
follow her work?
Is she still on Instagram? TikTok.
I don't know about Instagram, but I imagine when people are going
Is she still on
7 years
Tinder?
back on your Twitter and
He didn't hear that.
no, I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I thought I'd get a laugh out of that. I thought it was a good line. I mean, it wasn't as good as Wimp's line from last hour.
No, the bar's pretty high today, so
Oh, sorry.
you're gonna have to really wow me. But
What's the professional site? What is it called again? LinkedIn?
I thought
Mm-hmm.
She might have her
I
LinkedIn.
thought you were
I
talking
thought you
about
meant only
the professional,
the only
like,
one.
the OnlyFans.
Diana
Does she have an
Rossini.
OnlyFans account?
I was just thinking maybe she forgot about the LinkedIn when she was deleting all the other ones.
Think about how much money she would make, though. I'm just saying.
Boom. Diana Rossini, LinkedIn.
Can you connect?
I'm trying. Continue.
How many
Yes.
is in her network?
Confirm.
Can you see if Mike Vrabel?
How many
is part of her
Michaels
network?
is she connected with on there? Man, AI's gotten really good, hasn't it? The video
Maury-
that was going
the
around this
Maury
morning of
Povich,
Maury
man.
Povich.
Nah, that was
really
unbelievable.
good.
Did you
Scary.
see where everyone's favorite investigative reporter Pablo Torre was texting with Maury yesterday and had posted a screenshot of him asking him about the situation?
I need to get Brian Eflin on it. He's been camped out there in Tucson for a while.
Has he?
Yeah.
So I mentioned this yesterday.
Okay. I'm having problems with LinkedIn.
Oh no.
She's blocked me.
So remember, I have not watched it yet. Have you guys seen any of the interview with Sharon Moore's love interest?
Not
Just
yet.
the promo clip that they shared yesterday.
So just moments ago, I'm going to read this directly from the New York Times. Her name's Paige Shiver. It says Paige Shiver says she was pregnant during her relationship with ex-Michigan coach Sharon Moore. She said she had obviously an intimate relationship with former Michigan coach Sharon Moore beginning in 2022 when she was an intern and Moore was Michigan's co-offensive coordinator. In an interview with Good Morning America released Friday, the 32-year-old Shiver said she became pregnant with Moore's child during the relationship and was advised by multiple doctors and experts that it wouldn't be right or healthy for me to keep the baby because of a medical condition called Pompe disease. The interview was the first time Shiver spoke publicly about her relationship with Moore outside the statements released through her lawyers. Moore was sentenced to 18 months probation earlier this month after pleading no contest to malicious use of telecommunications device and trespassing, both misdemeanors in the state of Michigan. Shiver told Good Morning America that she believed Moore should have served jail time. quoting her, I think he should have gotten more punishment for what he did. The charges against Moore stem from an incident on December 10th, the day he was fired by Michigan for having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Shiver told GMA that she feared for her life when Moore barged into her apartment that day. She said, "Oh my gosh, yes, he's 6'4", and he comes in with his hood up, looking down at me, saying I ruined his life, crying, and then he starts coming at me. I told him to leave. Then he was not supposed to be there. Then he's not listening to me. Then he starts grabbing, yes, butter knives." It goes on, detailing, obviously, the relationship and what happened. But the headline, obviously, was that the relationship started when she was an intern at the University of Michigan in 2022, and she became pregnant, carrying Sharon Moore's child.
I'm sure there's a lot of victims, past and present, that would echo those sentiments and saying, I can't believe that my attacker, the person who did this to me, is walking free. And they got a $1,000 fine and some probation. Head scratcher there. A lot of text rolling in, 205-834-9450 on the Jocks text line. We'll get to your text. We got Barrett Slee coming up the top of the hour. The Braves back at home after the 6-1 road trip. They've got the Phils coming in. The Phillies have lost 9 straight. Hopefully that continues. 3-man front, the Friday edition. So glad you're with us right here on Jocks. 11:33 man front post NFL draft discussion will continue, and we will get to all of your wonderful, entertaining text. You want a way to save money this summer? You want a way to save money when you're in your home? Energy efficiency. That's what we're talking about all day. You want to save all of those dollars and cents that could be creeping out of your home each and every month. Well, don't let the AC do that. That's money you're losing. That's money we're losing. How about getting new windows and doors through EcoView Windows and Doors? Local company. It's a national brand, but it's a local company owned by a great Alabama-based family. It's Becky Jackson, her husband, her son. They're a part of the EcoView team. But low-cost windows, you want top-of-the-line windows, anything from awning windows, bay windows, you name it, they've got it. They got a selection of different doors as well. And right now they got a pledge to save you at least 35% on your heating and cooling in the first 12 months of installation. That's right, 35%, significantly cutting down those energy bills. And they're offering all Jocks listeners free estimates. All you got to do is call 205-564-8480. That's 564-8480. Or you can schedule or go to ecoviewwindows.com. Once again, 205-564-8480. ecoviewwindows.com. Tell Becky and the gang there that Landrum from Jock sent you.
So before last night's NFL draft, Roger Goodell was asked a series of questions. No big surprise. He was asked on whether the league would get involved in the situation surrounding Patriots coach Mike Vrabel. This is a direct quote from the commissioner. This is not a personal conduct policy situation. It's a personal matter, and we'll leave it at that. End of quote.
Yeah. Okay.
This is not a personal conduct policy situation. It's a personal matter, and we'll leave it at that. End of quote. He was also asked about an 18-game regular season schedule, quoting now, "It clearly is going to be part of the discussion when the owners and the players sit down. It's certainly something we want to look at. I think most players and owners will want to look at the possibility of an 18-game regular season." He was also asked about international games. He says, "What we want is a global sport. We want to be popular around the globe, and we think every step that we've taken has been met with success. By success, I mean interest from the fans. There's interest in the NFL both in games, in media, and sponsorship and licensing." End of quote.
Yeah, you think, Mr. Commissioner? Because you print money with everything that you do. When's the last thing the NFL came out with and you said, golly, that was a bust? I didn't think that one through.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. 205-834-9450 on the Jocks text line. First one rolling in. And it asks the question, am I the only one that thinks that Mendoza will be a bust? I bet you're not.
And a lot of it just has to do with it's the Raiders. He doesn't have a whole lot around him right now.
Collins in Pell City. How about them Cowboys getting arguably the best player in the draft in Caleb Downs? Glad to have another former Alabama player on the boys, not acknowledging the last two seasons.
Oh, yeah. So I say you got Tyler Booker last year, you got Caleb Downs this year. It's like he never left and went to Ohio State.
Why the Rams could be really good for Ty Simpson. How about this? Because Matthew Stafford, according to one listener, is not a POS like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Ty will get some of the best training and mentorship and have a great opportunity to be a successful NFL quarterback. And Stafford will retire on his own time, not jump around to other teams at the end of his career.
To be fair, I do think Brett Favre had a little bit of that issue. It has been made pretty clear now that Aaron Rodgers was actually very good to Jordan Love and helped him a lot. So, but yes, I would think Matthew Stafford would be better than Brett Favre was. But Aaron Rodgers was not. He actually handled it the right way.
Going back to guys who started on other rosters, transferred, were selected last night. This listener says last year it was 7. This year only 11 first-rounders had transferred in college. NFL seems to value commitment unless you're truly special.
There might be some truth to that. I also think the reality is when you get to pick number 13 in the draft, just because there's 32 picks in the first round, if you go and listen to general managers and people around the NFL talk, in any given year, there's probably about a dozen, maybe 15 or 16 guys that they actually have a first-round grade on. At a certain point in the first round, you're going for fit or guys that you just, you like their potential, but they're not there
tweeners,
yet. I mean, like last night in the draft, once you got, just being honest, once you get past Caleb Downs, like, is anybody sure that Caden Proctor is going to be a sure thing in the NFL? That's pick 12. And you're already at that point. So there's a little bit of that to it as well.
Yeah, you're taking Omar Cooper. Nobody knew his name before this last season. And it's selected as a wide receiver. Yeah. This is funny. This is coming from Tennessee, and I think it's a compliment to Ty Simpson, his upbringing. It says Ty Simpson should get an arm sleeve tattoo of all the Lego sets that he's completed.
That would be good. Did you see that Fernando Mendoza, he was doing Legos at home before he got drafted last night? That was how he was relaxing. Guess that's a thing now. Each their own.
I guess he was out of bourbon. Kidding.
I would love to see his face. No. Well, actually, no, I think he did say that he would go out and have some beers with the fellows when he was in college. But could you imagine him having a sip of some strong liquor?
No. And if it has the Tom Brady effect, I don't want him on.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember when Tom drank for the first time after the Super Bowl?
Drowned and threw the Super Bowl trophy into the water.
Someone asking, did y'all see Caden Proctor's grill? I wonder if those were real diamonds embedded in his teeth. I don't know much about.
I don't know how much it costs to get that.
Pat used to have one back on his molar, but it was silly. Nobody could see it.
Yeah, so I got rid of it. It was a waste of time.
I would bet they're real diamonds. I mean, that's probably, I don't know, $50,000.
They got to be real diamonds.
How much to put diamonds in your teeth? Okay.
But can't people who have diamonds in their teeth spot them from a mile away if they're not real diamonds?
Probably so. This says, okay, about $20,000. That's not as much as I thought.
Was it a natural diamond, naturally occurring diamond, or was this an engineered diamond?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
This one, I find it harder to believe Saban lied about his score than he shot an 82. I've been to Augusta, so yes, I'm sure he was playing from the senior tees if they have them. If not, he was playing from the easiest tees. So someone is saying that they believe Coach Saban's story about shooting the 82.
I'm sure there's some truth to it.
I just think we need a definition of the 82.
Yeah. Do I believe that on the scorecard at the end when he walked off the course it said 82? I do.
According to Golf Digest, he has a handicap of 10.5. And he finished 10 over par at Augusta.
Going to the Rams is ideal for Ty Simpson. Lots of time to heal, develop, learn, and grow into the position at a quality organization and staff. I agree. Fat Joe, did anyone hear what the commentators said after Caden Proctor was taken? They never said one positive thing about him. I thought it was strange. And I agreed. I can't think of one positive thing to say about it. It was a big bust for Alabama. One of the bigger ones I've seen in a long time. You agree with Fat Joe there?
Just on Proctor being a bust, I guess. I think that, and we kind of had this fun conversation a couple days ago. Look, I don't think Caden Proctor is a bad football player. I just think the problem with Caden Proctor is how much did he really develop in the time you saw him at Alabama? Like, did he get significantly better from his freshman year to his junior year, and now when he's in the NFL?
I think he did.
You think so?
I mean, his pass catching ability was incredible from the time he first got there.
Okay, that was good.
Thanks for setting me up.
That was good.
He developed new skill set.
Yes.
That.
Oh, you were talking about his actually being an offensive lineman. Oh, I was talking about his overall game. He could catch the ball pretty well.
Does anybody doubt that they're going to have a package for him in Miami for that?
They're going to need whatever they can. They don't have any receivers, so they're going to need it.
Going back to trying to get in touch with Diana Rossini right now. What work are you trying to follow for Rossini? OnlyFans career? LOL? No. I tried LinkedIn.
All right, so you mentioned the Pablo Torre tweet. Did you mention that earlier?
Yeah, about him texting Maury Povich.
No. He tweeted this out.
Is this breaking?
He says he's still making calls, but one thing, days after those photos in Sedona were taken, two sources say Diana Rossini organized a rival day drinking party with Mike Vrabel at the Biltmore Pool right in front of Jay Glazer's party and 28 NFL head coaches.
Okay.
Now, that's pretty bold.
Yeah.
One more time on that, Pat.
I'm sending it to Conrad. Conrad, you read it and make sure I didn't misread it.
Still making phone calls, but one thing, days after the photos in Sedona were taken, two sources say that Diana Rossini organized a rival day drinking party with Mike Vrabel at the Biltmore Pool right in front of Jay Glazer's party and 28 NFL head coaches.
So they're saying after the fact she was trying to cover up. And so she booked another party where they could say that they were together and match the timelines up.
I guess.
So they could justify it to their significant others. I asked this question. This is just a conspiracy theory. Do you believe that these pictures were presented maybe through the grapevine to either Rossini or to Vrabel before the Super Bowl? And that maybe that there was hush money not to put them out there before the Super Bowl, and now
Which photos? Are you talking about the ones taken in 2020?
Yeah.
See, that is kind of the interesting point is why are you holding on to these for 6 years?
Right. Or is it just more people
Maybe.
going and sleuthing on the web and trying to find different photos?
It's possible. Yeah, I don't know about the Super Bowl and if that would have been something that was out there. I still have to think that at least the ones that were taken this year when they were in Arizona, does that not feel like someone hired a private investigator, whether it was another spouse or another NFL team? Like, that's what that feels like. Whereas the ones that came out yesterday, that might have just been somebody that was at a bar and, oh, you never believe who I saw at the bar being cozy with each other. I don't know. I hope it all comes out, though. It needs to.
Jim from SoCal says, I think the Rams made a good pick. Ty's good character guy. We saw some of the throws he made last year in Missouri, the two limited O-line. He's way better than Stetson DoorDash Bennett. But the short-sighted Ram fan here going nuts. I ride with Ty. Thanks, Jim from SoCal, listening on the Jocks app. Proctor's problem maintaining his weight. Bill from Madison. That was a concern, I think, amongst teams, but not too much of a concern, apparently, for the Dolphins.
Yeah, he dropped 30 pounds since the end of the season. So,
does it make the staff in DeBoer look worse now that they had a number 1 first-round quarterback and couldn't do better with him? I think it says a lot for Ty Simpson, what he was able to do, and the fact that they got to an SEC championship game and a college football playoff with him. And
he won a game.
The limitations that he had around him.
Like, shows they need to figure out how to run the football.
That's what's so amazing. What he was able to do, he got hurt. He didn't have a running game. Defenses could pin their ears back, come after him. Broke his rib in the Rose Bowl.
And they run a pro-style offense, which is what a lot of teams like because a lot of it's RPO now, and that doesn't translate as well to the NFL. And that is a credit to Ty for being able to do the things that they asked him to do.
If you got a dangerous tree leaning over your house or maybe branches blocking your view, Goldston Tree Service is ready to help you at 205-337-4443. Goldston's licensed pros, they're going to handle everything for you. From trimming and pruning to full tree removals, it's fast, it's safe, and affordable. And with this questionable weather coming in over the weekend, it's always important for you to have Goldston on your phone at 205-337-4443 because they offer 24-hour emergency tree service. So one of these storms caused your trees to go down overnight, tonight, into tomorrow. Call Goldston. They can handle it because they give you that 24-hour emergency tree service. So when it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston Tree Service at 205-337-4443.
We'll continue with your reaction to last night's NFL draft. You want to weigh in? You can do that. 800-239-WJOX. Top of the hour, Barrett Sallee talking Braves as they open up a homestand against the Phillies. That and more. Three-man front continues on Jocks. $11:49, three-man front as we continue. Post NFL draft discussion. Also, we have SEC baseball. Conrad, it's time to pay attention. You have 13th ranked Alabama taking on Tennessee.
Hey, got the win last night.
SEC baseball, I guess it would be we're in the second half of the season now as we lead up to May. We're going to have it right there at Regions in Hoover. So you get Alabama and Tennessee, and that's part of would that be a
They have a doubleheader tonight, because of the weather. So doubleheader tonight.
Auburn, meanwhile, they will host, and I guess this is their final home series because they play all those road games, and it began last week with the series in Florida. They took 2 out of 3, but they host Oklahoma. So Auburn and Alabama in action as we get ready for Hoover. Hoover's going to be so much fun this year with the SEC baseball tournament. Not that we've ever been deprived of good baseball teams, but now, especially with the add-on of some other teams traditionally in the SEC that haven't been as strong, and then you get Texas and the likes of Oklahoma. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We love baseball out of Hoover.
always a good time out there. And what they've done to the Hoover Mets, tremendous. The changes that we saw last year and the continued improvements that they're going to put around the stadium starting this year and years to come.
I got all giddy yesterday. I got my credential. It feels like it's right around the corner. It is right around the corner.
Yep. We'll sit there. Is your mom going to join us again this year?
That's a good question. I'm sure she would love to.
Yeah.
Salt of the earth.
Well, speaking of salt, I had the salted peanuts. She had to sit in between and serve as the barrier because we were worried we would have to stab you with the EpiPen.
That's right.
That we have to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just had to have those peanuts.
I did.
Oh, it was worth it.
They're so good at a baseball game.
I wouldn't know.
I wish you could share in that.
I wouldn't know.
Noto Roofing, that is a local company you can certainly trust. We trusted them with our house. I'll tell you about Noto Roofing all the time. I know Sammy and Matt, and I've known them because I grew up here in Metro Birmingham, and actually Matt called his football games, but I know Sammy as well. Great guys, and they come from a great family. They're going to take care of you, but they've got a professional named Chris. He's their field superintendent, 30 years of roofing expertise. He came out and performed the Free Jocks inspection. He said, Landrum, you got to get the inspection. I said, okay. I tell everybody else to do it. I will have it done. Really wasn't expecting much. Boy, did they find some stuff. Ends up, we had hail damage on our roof. They got with the insurance company, the claims adjuster, all of that. They were so helpful in the process. We got a new roof. We got new decking on the roof, and we also added some ridge vents. We're now protected. We got that beautiful onyx black roof, and I never really looked at my roof, but, man, it complements the color scheme and our house so much. This is a company you can trust. They did everything they said that they were going to do. They were there when they said they were going to be there, cleaned up all in one day. Noto Roofing, NOTOroofing.com. NOTOroofing.com. Check them out. And when you do, always tell them that Landrum from Jock sent you.
I know what Conrad's going to be doing tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, buddy.
Elijah Haven, who is a five-star quarterback, is going to either commit to the University of Georgia or the University of Alabama. The 6'5", 225-pounder, the Baton Rouge native. How in the world is a Baton Rouge native thinking about Georgia or Alabama?
Well, he has, basic moral standards that he likes in his football coach.
No, guys. He knows that Lane loves a good chase.
That's yeah.
You gotta kind of play that game with Lane a little bit.
So the nation's number one quarterback, according to On3, the Baton Rouge native Elijah Haven is going to commit tomorrow to either Georgia or Alabama. As a junior, he totaled 73 touchdowns, 62 through the air, 11 on the ground. He passed for 3,900 yards, ran for 800 more. He completed 72% of his passes.
Pat, stop, Pat.
Nick Sheridan's departure as the quarterback's coach did not have a major impact on his recruitment. One source told Bama Online that Haven said at the time, as long as Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb are still there to recruit him, nothing has changed. What?
Well,
Ryan Grubb is still there.
Get him now.
Yeah, that's true. He'll be there through the recruitment.
Get him now. Get him a girlfriend, and then if Grubb's not there, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right. No. You're right.
His connection to Brian Ellis also has grown during the last couple of months.
No, he'll be there. That's fine.
The official prediction by Bama Online is that he will commit to the University of Alabama tomorrow at 11:30 a.m.
Well, think what you can sell this guy. You sell him. Look, Ty Simpson, how many games? How many games did he start at Alabama? Look, he just got taken 13th. You're going to be the number one pick.
15-game starter for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And
Keelan, Smeelan. No, you're the future. You are the best thing we've ever seen. You forget about him.
I'm sure that's what they're telling him.
Yeah.
No, that would be a big time pickup.
Are you having a watch party at your house?
I am.
Please have a watch party.
I am. We're opening the pool just for him.
Me and Dorothy will stop by before we go to the Braves.
Okay, that sounds great. I guess it's on the way, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
It'll be great.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. Finger sandwiches. Do stuff that they would do out in L.A. Like have sushi.
I'll cater Nobu. I'll make a phone call.
Yes. Yeah. Get Howie and Reba over there. They'd be Rams fans for a day, right? I bet they would. Conrad, you okay? Three-man front, we continue. The Friday edition. Barrett Salee, talking Braves next.